Hey everybody, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and in this lesson we are going back to a 70s classic from Bob Seger called Night Moves, the title track from his 1976 album. It is a rock radio staple, still a great song even so many years later, so I will show you how to play it on the mandolin coming up in this tutorial. But first, a little bit of business. If you are new here, thanks very much for checking us out. But don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button on your way out. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks very much for coming back. We really appreciate your ongoing support. But I have something new for you guys to check out. Please take a look at my new lesson series for learning mandolin. It's called Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin with Mike DeJong, and the link is down below. It is 16 fun-filled video lessons for you, taking you right from the beginning when you first pick up the mandolin and learn to tune it, all the way through chords and strumming patterns and scales. Along the way, you will learn 5 rock songs to apply all of those skills that you're learning. Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin with Mike DeJong. The link is down below, and it's only $29.99, a really great price for a fun lesson series. I'm really excited about it, and I know you guys will love it too. And also down below, please check out some links for Patreon and Amazon and Sweetwater down below in the section below the comments. But that's enough business for now. Let's take a look at this Bob Seger classic, Night Moves, here on RPM. All right, let's take a look at this song by Bob Seger called Night Moves, a really classic tune for you to play with some cool chord voicings and chord mutings that I will show you in a second. But first, one caveat, one note about this lesson. I'm showing you this song in a slightly different key than the original version. The original version has a capo on the first fret of the guitar, and that means it's one semitone higher than what I'm going to show you here on the mandolin. I could put a capo on the mandolin, but I don't really want to, so I'll show it to you in standard tuning here, all right, without a capo. So if you want to jam along with the original record, you're going to have to keep that in mind, that it is one semitone higher. So how does this song start? Well, it's in the key of G. At least I'm going to play it here in the key of G, and it starts off with a G chord. Just like that. So, all right, so the strumming pattern on this G chord, by the way, it's open G, right? Standard G, second fret of the A, third fret of the E string. I'm going to show you this strumming pattern that they use, which is a little bit tricky. It sounds easy, but it's not, all right? So here. You see that? So after your first downstroke like that, you got to kind of do a muted sound like that. And what I do is I'm pulling in my third finger here just quickly to mute the strings. Watch how I do it. You see that? So that note, that's just a little muted note, all right? So it's down, mute, and up, down. You see what I did there? I'll do it slowly. Down, mute, up, down. So, right? So as you hit that mute, you're going down, and then you're coming back up and down. Okay, so, all right, strum it with me. Right? It sounds pretty cool when you get that little muted note in there. All right, so now you're going to change chords. You're going to change with a very quick F chord, an open F, all right? And that is the 5th fret of the G string, 3rd fret of the D, open A, and 1st fret of the E string, all right? Very quickly, you're going from that G pattern right to a C. Okay, your C is 2nd fret here, the D string, 3rd fret of the A. So just very quickly on that F chord. And you know, if you just want to hit this part of the F, these 2 strings here, you can do that as well. That's an F chord as well. And you don't have to bother getting that first finger down if it's a difficult chord for you. This maybe is one of the more difficult open chords on the mandolin. So you could do it like this. Watch. You see how I just used those 2 fingers there? That will work as well. So again, that F chord here, just the partial F chord, the 2-finger F chord is 5th fret of the G and 3rd fret of the D. You might even have that open A ringing in there too. Okay, so one more time through that pattern, G. And you're hitting that F with an upstroke like that, perhaps, right? So you're going, right, like that. And come down on the C chord. Okay, so the C chord pattern is the same as the G. Now you're doing same thing, right? Right? One, mute, up, down, up, like that. So, and then you hit that F again and go back to the G. Okay, so I'll show you that whole pattern through from the G to the F to the C and back to the G. Here we go, G. All right, and that is the pattern that's played through all of the verses in this song, or most of the verses in this song. Later in the song, in the third verse, it's just basically arpeggiated, which means you're picking out the notes individually in these chords. All right, and now we're moving on to the choruses of the song. So after you do this a few times, when you're on the C to the chorus, you're going, right? Working on a night moves, trying to lose those awkward teenage blues, something like that, right? So that's just a C chord to a D chord to an E minor, then back to the D to the C, right? So C chord, so all right, so there's a D in there very quickly from the C to the D chord, open D, second fret here of the G string, second fret of the E, and then to that E. Actually, it's an E minor chord I'm playing in here, E minor, and I'm playing it just with a one finger bar on these two notes. The the second fret of the D string and second fret of the A. That's an E minor chord. Okay, so you're going, working on our night moves, trying to lose those awkward teenage blues. You're just cycling it back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like that, okay? C to D to E minor to D to C. All right, let's put the whole thing together from the beginning part. Here we go. Back to G again. All right, let's move on to the bridge part. After that little interlude where we have the E minor to D to G, right, and then that G7. Then we go on to C major 7, oh, to G, I wonder, felt the night lightning, yeah, right? So that's a C major 7, which is these two notes here, second fret of the D string and second fret of the A. So C major 7 and then to G, and then C major 7, felt the lightning, yeah. And then they go to waited on the thunder, and back to G, right? So what are those chords? Well, that's an F chord, waited on the thunder, and then a D chord, waited on the thunder, and then back to G. Okay, so again, that part is C major 7 to G, C major 7, F, waited on the thunder, that's a D to a G. And now you get into a very slow sort of finger pick part on the guitar. And it's utilizing those same chords that I just showed you, the G and the C major 7 at first, but it's just arpeggiated. In other words, the notes are picked individually. So I'll try to follow along with some of the lyrics I have over here. So it goes, I woke last night to the sound of thunder on a G, and then how far off I sat and wondered, that's C major 7. G, started humming a song from 1962. Okay, so again, G, I woke last night to the sound of thunder. C major 7, how far off I sat and wondered. G, started humming a song from 1962. Back to C major 7, ain't it funny how the night moves. Now you go to an E minor. And then a C. We just don't seem to have as much to lose, right? And then C, strange how the night moves. All right, so what are those chords in there? Well, over those words, so ain't it funny how the night moves to E minor, right? C to E minor, or C major 7 to E minor, and then C, we don't seem to have as much to lose, so C to E minor again. Strange how the night moves, right? E minor again, and then C and C major 7 and G. Okay, so once again, that's a C chord there, 2nd fret and 3rd fret. C major 7 is 2nd fret and 2nd fret, and then G. All right, there you go. We finished the bridge part. It's pretty cool. Then it comes in with a... Back to that part again. Right, and so it comes in with this nice little pickup lick. It goes... Right, so that's just open G, 4th fret, the B note, and open D, and back to G. Right, and then right into that pattern. So, and you're hammering it. I'm picking only once, but I'm hitting 2 notes like this. And you're picking the D, okay? And then picking the G. So let's do it. Like that. So one more time. Just like that. So that pattern continues on through the song right up until the end, when there's a nice little sort of outro that has a couple of different chords again. So it goes, Lord, I remember, Lord, I remember, Lord, I remember. Ooh, ooh, oh, 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 remember, I remember, like that, right? So what are those chords right at the end? Well, over the ooh is an E minor. Then you're going to, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's over a B minor chord. What's a B minor? Well, 4th fret here of the G, 4th fret of the D, and the 5th fret of your A. So a B minor is now introduced for the first time in the song. Okay, so, ooh, yeah, yeah. Then they go to an A minor right there. Okay, so A minor chord, 5th fret of the G, 2nd fret of the D, and open A. So A minor, C, standard C chord again, and I remember, just twice at the end on the G. So one more time that part. Ooh, ooh, I remember, something like that, right? Ending on the G. So that's it for Bob Seger's Night Moves, a really fun song to play on the mandolin, really cool open chords, and a couple of other interlude chords in there for you as well, like that C major 7. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I enjoyed making it for you. If you liked us, leave us a like down below, and don't forget to check out some of the links down below, including the link to my new lesson series, Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin with Mike DeJong. It's only $29.99. I'm sure you will love it. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks very much once again for tuning in to RPM.